So tomorrow's my birthday. By the time you're seeing this, my birthday is probably already over. In fact, I know it is because this video came out on Friday. My birthday was on Thursday. Oh, happy birthday, you say? Oh, y'all, thank you so much. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, but that's not the point of this. Every year around my birthday, I take some time to think about the past year. Think about the successes, the failures, what went right, what didn't go right, and how I can make the next year even better than the last one. And despite the fact that there's so many bad things going on in the world today, honestly, I still feel pretty blessed. There were some tough times along the way, but there were also a lot of bright points as well, and I do think it's important to reflect on those. As I was thinking through all this, I decided to do two things. First thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all what I plan to do this year to make it awesome, and the reason for doing so is really to hold myself accountable. The second is really to share my ideas with you because maybe some of them are going to help you, maybe some of them won't, maybe none of them will, but I figured it was worth a shot. I've tried a lot of things in my life, and if you're anything like me, you've read a lot of self-help books, betterment, productivity videos, you've watched them, you've listened to podcasts, and all of those things sound great on paper. You try them for a couple of days, everything goes super well, you feel so awesome about it. You actually kind of feel like a hybrid, vegan, CrossFitter, Bitcoin enthusiast. You tell absolutely everyone who will listen, the people that are, ringing you up at the grocery stores, the people at the car wash, people you just meet on the street. If you're taking mushrooms, you'll probably tell the trees as you walk by them. But the point is, there's an excitement you feel and there's nothing you can do about it. But then one day, all of that changes because life gets in the way, as it always does. And it has a way of just bringing you right back to all the things that you used to do, which were your old habits. You're gonna start feeling down about it, but there's really no need to. Now, I'm not saying I have the answer to all life's questions, actually far from it, but I'm gonna tell you something that very few people know about me. I, Jason with a J, I'm not perfect. And sadly, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings, neither are you. But the truth is, nobody's perfect. And that's okay. In fact, it's even probably better than okay. From my perspective, that's really what makes life worth living in the first place. As far as what I'm gonna try and do next year is concerned, I decided I was gonna make you all a list for two reasons. Well, for a lot of reasons. One, I kind of like to make lists, even though I don't really follow them myself, I like to make them. Two, because people like lists. Everyone likes to know that this video is gonna end at some point. And three, it quite frankly and selfishly helps me make a catchy thumbnail that I hope you clicked on, because this way I can promise you that I'm gonna give you 5 things that may or may not change your life. And fact of the matter is, I think they're going to. First thing is letting your body wake up naturally. So over the years, I've been a huge snoozer. And what I do have to say is every time I hit that snooze button, it feels awesome in the morning, but it does not feel great the rest of the day. I have that brain fog, I'm tired, I can't really wake up, and there's nothing I can do to shake it, no amount of nicotine or caffeine that I can throw at it that's going to help. So at the end of the day, what I've been trying to do is wake up naturally. Now, this means without an alarm clock, and the only way that I found to do it is to, get enough sleep. So for me, that's about 7 or 8 hours. I try and go to bed a little bit earlier. And what I find is I can't really sleep more than 7 or 8 hours at a clip. So if I go to bed early enough, at some point, I'm just going to wake up and everything's gonna be okay. That might be 5 in the morning, that might be 8 in the morning, it might be 9 or 10 in the morning. But whenever my body and mind wakes up, I'm getting out of bed, no more questions asked. So do yourself a favor, wake up when your body wants to. Second thing is I'm gonna start a morning routine. I've tried all of these things in the past and they're the things that I found that I can stick to, so they're the ones that I'm going to try going forward. The first thing I'm going to do every morning is I'm going to start my day with gratitude. What that means for me is I'm going to do a daily journal. We're gonna talk about this kind of now and then also at night, but the daily journal helps me wake up 3 things that I am grateful for. It could be anything in the world. It could be the warm weather outside, it could be my hair, it could be your eyes, it could be the fact that you have this new cool guy, Jason with a J, to listen to online. Doesn't matter what it is, any 3 things, write them down. It's a total game changer. The next thing I'm gonna do is sign a verbal contract with myself to get 3 things accomplished for the day. They don't need to be huge things, they just need to be important things for me to get done. They don't need to be work related, they don't need to be home life related, they don't need to be relationship related, they can be anything you want them to be, but 3 things that you need to get accomplished that day that later on you're gonna check in and you're gonna hold yourself accountable at night. After that, personally, I'm going to take a shower and brush my teeth. You could do that in any order you want. The shower and then brush the teeth works for me. I've seen people do it both ways. And hell, I've had an ex-girlfriend that actually used to brush her teeth while she was in the shower. It wasn't really a problem for me other than the fact that she would always leave the toothpaste in the shower, which was kind of a pain in the ass. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. Fly your flag, do you. Last but not least, I'm gonna start my day with some me time. So after I accomplish all those things that I was just talking about, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Sometimes that's gonna be meditation for me. Sometimes it's going to be cooking breakfast. Sometimes it's gonna be checking out memes. It's really whatever it is that I wanna do to start my day. I'm starting my day with something for me, not something for my friends that texted me, not something for the people at work, not something for someone that called me and left me a voicemail. I'm doing something for myself to start the day so I get the engine running, and it's something that I'm excited about, which helps me get up earlier in the morning. Again, might not work for you, but I find that it works for me. The third thing for me is doing all the little things right. And there are really only 2 on this list. There's a lot of little things. 1, you gotta drink water. I'm gonna drink a lot more water. I'm always dehydrated. I'm never thirsty. I don't really know what that's all about, but I do not drink enough water. I'm gonna start doing it this year. Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a lot of walks during the day. Now, a lot is really up to you. For me, I like to walk at least once in the morning. Midday would be cool if I could swing it. And then I like going sometime in the evening. It could be for a run, it could be for a jog. It could be just getting out of your house and running errands. It doesn't really matter what it is, but getting out of your apartment, especially now since most of us are working from home or getting out of the office, we're meant to get up, we're meant to move around, we're meant to smell flowers and breathe fresh air and feel the sunlight, or shit, even if it's raining, feel what that's all about. Get out there with the elements, listen to birds talk like Snow White. The next thing here, and it doesn't really fit into a daily routine exactly, but it kind of does. It's just something I'm gonna be doing every day, but it's a different handling of social media than I've been doing in the past. So traditionally, I would allow myself to hop on social media at any time of the day, whenever the itch needed to be scratched. And I decided that I was spending some productive time there, and I was also spending some non-productive time there, and I don't really want to conflate the two. Said differently, I don't want my productive time to count against the non-productive time, and vice versa. So productive would be, obviously I'm talking to you on YouTube right now, so anything that I do that is creating content is totally fine. If I'm learning a new skill, whether it's related to Jason with a J or not, maybe I'm learning to cook something, I'm not counting that as time away, because if I'm trying to research something so that I could cook it later that afternoon and that's gonna bring me joy, that's totally fine. The non-productive stuff I'm keeping to my mornings, or we're gonna talk about my evening routine, but basically outside of working hours, or if it's the weekend, do what you want, but I'm limiting myself on those things because I found that they just don't add all that much happiness to my life, so it's not gonna do it as much. Second thing I'm gonna do with social media is actually go through all of my accounts and start unfollowing or start muting conversations that I don't really want to be a part of. And I'm following a lot of things that don't really bring a bunch of value to my life. I can only buy so many new golf clubs and fishing rods at this point, so I don't really need to be getting a ton of ads. And there are a lot of people that I just see their updates all the time. I see their kids, and unless they're kids of my closest friends, it just doesn't really do all that much for me. So I'm going through and making sure that I'm following only the content that I really want to see, which has been a game changer for me. Third thing, and this is probably the most important one for me, but it's reminding myself that the lives that people are living online are not their real lives. Now, that's not to say that that's true for absolutely everyone, but I would tell you that even myself, because I know what goes into the production of these types of videos, and even to this point, I've probably paused and reread about 10 to 15 different lines of what you've heard so far. We're meant to get up, we're meant to move, we're meant to, shit. So if you remember in the beginning, we're gonna hack. So if you remember in the beginning, there are a lot of cuts, a lot of reshoots. If you think my apartment is this clean all the time, you should see the rest of it. Because right now, this is the cleanest part of my apartment, which is the only part I'm showing you. I have chips on the counter, I have an empty water container over there, but you don't see it, so it's not distracting. So I try and remove those things for y'all, so this way you can hear what I'm saying and not go like, holy shit, he lives in like total filth over there. But at the end of the day, the point of that whole tirade was, you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes with any of these people. You don't know what's Photoshopped. And let me just tell you, if you don't know how Photoshop works, do yourself a favor, look it up, and then go to Instagram and tell me how many of those photos you really think are real. Now, it's not meant to disparage other creators, and it's not meant to disparage anyone that's making their money online by taking pictures or videos of themselves. It's just to say that no matter who it is you follow, no one's really doing it in one take. We're not perfect people. You're not perfect people. No one is. So no reason to get down about it. And frankly, most people are only showing you the best of themselves. And I know this part kind of sounds negative, and the truth is I am generally a pretty bubbly, happy guy, But the thing is, like, I'm not always this level of energy. When I am this level of energy, I film a video, especially if it's a topic that I like. And filming these videos actually does energize me in a lot of ways. But there are some times I'm just sitting on my couch and I don't have this smile and I'm not wearing this shirt and my hair is not done and my eyes don't look this blue and my chest hair isn't flying out of my shirt like which I don't know is a good thing or not, but it is what it is. So the whole point of that is when you're watching social media or you're looking at other people living their best lives, you're not lesser than. In fact, in a lot of ways, you're probably more badass than they are. You just don't really get to see anything but their highs. And with you, you see your highs and your lows. So just got to keep a good perspective on it. And last but not least, I'm starting a nightly routine. My nightly routine, what am I gonna do? Well, kind of the same thing that I was doing in the morning. So, there's gonna be a brush the teeth moment. I don't know if I'm gonna shower or not, that kind of all depends, but I want to have me time to wind down for when I go to sleep. So trying to limit screen time a little bit. And what I found works best for me is I like to do the same thing every night. It doesn't need to be the same show, the same video game, anything like that. But when the lights go out and I'm doing the same thing every night, whether that's reading, whether that's watching a movie, whether that's listening to music, whether that's editing a video, it signals to my mind and body that it is time to get to sleep pretty soon. And I found that it helps me fall asleep. So I wanted to pass that one along as well. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, similar to how I journal in the mornings, I'm actually going to be journaling at night. And part of that is really taking a look back on my day. So if you remember in the beginning, we're gonna be doing 3 things that we're grateful for in the morning. We're also gonna be doing 3 things that we wanna get accomplished. This is the time to look at what were the 3 awesome things that happened today and what could have made today better. So it's basically you holding yourself accountable at the end of the day. And it actually helps with the things earlier in the day because all the while you're constantly thinking of the 3 things you wrote down and the 3 things you still have to write down. And you're trying to think through what could have made today better. And sharing one final thing with you, what you're going to find when you're doing this is some really surprising things, because sometimes you just get super giddy in the mornings when you're talking about what you're grateful for. And the coolest one was the one night I was stuck on the what could have made today better because I couldn't think of a single thing that would have made the day better. And I think you're going to experience that. And when you have those magical moments, they're just gonna light up your life. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be so happy that you did that. So take any of this, take all of this. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you find things that work from you, I would love to hear from you. If you like the video, please do smash the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hit the notification bell if you want to know when these videos are going to be launching, which right now is every Friday. We're also going to be doing some stuff midweek that's coming up, but I'll let you know that probably next week's video, or hell, maybe I'll just surprise you with it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all. So get out there, live your best lives, and kick tomorrow's ass.